Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. A good Friday to you. It's Friday. It's the 29th and next to last day of September, October, knocking on the door. The 29th of September, a very significant date, and that's one of a couple of reasons, to be perfectly honest, that it's been a pretty emotional day here at the house and at the newsroom. And I'll explain, if you'll bear with me and stay with me towards the very latter part of the program, both of those stories in just a few moments. With that said, we've got some headlines to cover before we obviously leave you for a weekend that is even a little bit better weather-wise. Did you say how? Well, indeed it is. The temperatures have ticked up maybe a little bit at last report, but still a long, nice run of this weather like what we're seeing right now. Tomorrow's still going to be the coolest day of the bunch, but, we're talking 70. We'll hit 78 by next week. No rain. Really, barely even any clouds inside. Headlines tonight include yesterday's McGoffin County Fiscal Court coverage thereof, another shoplifting arrest that took place just earlier this afternoon, a couple of reports that will begin tonight in lieu of catching them as they get a little further into an anti-bullying campaign. But I want to make mention of this. It's very important, I think, and a lot of other news and information. We'll go ahead and pick it up right now with coverage, as I just mentioned, of yesterday's regular session of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. A relatively brief meeting. They discussed a budget amendment that we'll elaborate more on in just a few moments. Also, a program to which the court agreed to participate that has hopes of lowering flood insurance for McGoffin County residents. Early on in the meeting, the two magistrates and judge unanimously approved a first reading of a budget amendment. Now, the budget, of course, had been passed months prior, but this is an amendment to the budget, a change to factor in unbudgeted revenues, meaning that the county had taken in monies that were not in the budget. And this first reading will give magistrates a chance to see what those revenues are and then where they will be spent. The court approved a $7,500 bid to make some pool repairs to the Ramey Park pool to fix a leak. They approved a rural secondary road agreement to blacktop Lacey Creek Road. They opened two bids for cleanups of, I think, an estimated 11 open dump sites throughout the McGoffin County area. However, there was some confusion. One appeared to be an estimate for the total cleanup for all 11 dumps, and one appeared to possibly be per dump. It was uncertain, so they tabled it until they could further investigate and speak with those who submitted the bids, with Judge Harden later referring to a program that the county is going to participate in, with hopes that it may get up to a 5% discount in the future in flood insurance for residents.
There is a voluntary program that we can go through with FEMA that works a little bit like works a lot like what the volunteer fire departments do, where they get a reduction in your rating and therefore you get a reduction in your insurance premium. Working with FEMA, we can assess that kind of discount on the flood insurance. We have to jump through some hoops. My understanding is it would not appear to cost any money other than the time and obviously paperwork and stuff. I really think if we could it says we can get up to a 5% discount on both zones, and 5% is a decent discount for people. So I would like to make the motion that we participate in this and that we designate the emergency management director, Mr. Wilson, to act on our behalf and do what needs to be done and get it back to the fiscal court. Now, motion been made second. Any discussion?
With all voting in support of that program, there was one last item of business, the signing in support of a resolution in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness. Right around 3 o'clock this afternoon, the Sagersville City Police Department, specifically Officer Joshua Peace, responded to a shoplifting complaint. This, as was the biggest shoplifting case we've ever covered here in the program, at the Dollar General store on Parkway Drive. Nothing to the case that we've been closely covering, where two men are accused of walking out with thousands of dollars worth buggies full of merchandise. But nevertheless, it begs the question as to how can local businesses survive what is a daily occurrence of shoplifting, hundreds of dollars sometimes each day being taken just right out their door. Sometimes folks are caught and apprehended, sometimes they are not. Today, employees inside the Sagersville Dollar General on Parkway Drive called 911 after they said they witnessed a woman putting merchandise into her purse. Sagersville police officer Joshua Peace says that he arrived on scene and waited for the accused to come outside and then questioned 30-year-old Thomasina Wallen. And in doing so, found a cache of DVDs, personal products, and other items that, when taken back into the store and rung up, totaled more than $68 in value. Wallen was taken to the Big Sandy Detention Center and charged with a single count of theft by unlawful taking under $500 shoplifting. The incident remains under investigation by Officer Peace. I'll be right back. Whoever you're rooting for this weekend, the Cats or Cards or Bengals or Reds, Hornets, Eagles or Tigers, cheer them all on with great football food from your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Stop by and pick up a bunch of our famous hot and spicy wings or maybe our new fish dinner. And you'll never go wrong with a little bit of everything. Cheese sticks, jalapeno poppers, fried pickles, hot and spicy, and buffalo wings, double dippers, and more. It's football time at your Sagersville Lee's. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. Bumper stickers, ball caps, calendars, t-shirts, pencils and pens and gifts, they get you noticed. They get you votes. And get yours locally with the best quality and savings. Call Avavian Arnett Deaton at 349-3835 or find her on Facebook today. Well, you've been asking for them, and they're finally here. A huge new selection of bourbon and bow ties, many classic bangles and new designs, earrings, necklaces, and little bourbons and bow ties for the little ones. The best selection they've ever had. And their fall decor is some of the best they've ever had too, and that's saying a lot. Gorgeous fall colors to warm your home from the front door to the Thanksgiving table. You simply must stop in and see everything inside the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville.
Home energy use is on the rise. Every year, new devices, more devices. We are using more energy. Simple Saver helps you trim peak energy usage and pays you for being energy smart. You can receive up to $50 in annual bill credits. Over the years, the savings really add up with Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperative's Simple Saver. Licking Valley RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Go green, save some green on this propane-powered 11-passenger Ford Econoline. And check out the under 5K specials right now. This 2011 Malibu remote start loaded, very affordably priced at $49.95. This 010 S10 low miles, low to the ground, $49.95. This 07 Saturn Relay hauls a crowd, $49.95. Call today for quick pre-credit approval, $0 down, low income approval, and most payments under $200 a month at Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349 cars.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard. Jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
So it was something that I knew was happening today, but we talked about it and we decided to wait because there's going to be more just like it. But to let parents have a heads up, and students alike who are very excited to see Miss McGoffin come into their schools. Our newly crowned Miss McGoffin County is already at it in an effort that is closely tied to her platform of domestic violence, of course preventing and drawing awareness to. Olivia Gibson joined some local residents who are about to graduate with a degree in social work in visiting the first of all McGoffin County schools earlier today. April Watson and Melissa Montgomery and Christina Slusher all have to have 20 hours of community service for their human resources class or to achieve their diploma for social work. And a part of that involved inviting Miss McGoffin, Olivia Gibson, in to their circle to circle around our students in an anti-bullying campaign that kicked off earlier today. They thought it would be a wonderful idea if Miss McGoffin could help, to which she agreed, and she was a big asset today in going to North McGoffin Elementary, where the children absolutely loved the idea of having there with her. She ate with them, she read with them, and they had a question and answer session portraying or asking what students should do or what would they do given this situation or the other. Very interactive afternoon, morning and afternoon, from what I understand. That left these students with a very good understanding as to what bullying is, what to do to draw attention to it, to prevent it, and what kind of assistance is out there and how to handle it. And they'll be taking this class, if you will, to other classes throughout each of the McGoffin County schools. I think they'll be at North McGoffin, the middle school, my apologies, next week. And somewhere along the line, we'll be joining them along the way to find out more about what they are telling our kids in regards to anti-bullying. And we look very forward to that. But for now, an early congratulations with hopes of seeing them very soon. Now going on over to our McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, here's some folks real quickly with a few reminders that hope to see you soon. The Pigeon Enterprise Baptist Church tomorrow, they got a chili dinner that starts at noon. It's just $8. Wonderful dinner, and that should get you ready and raring to go on a free trail ride that leaves the church at 2 tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. Bring your family, friends, side-by-side, four-wheeler, Jeep, whatever you drive, and take a really nice trip with them and help support their youth group with the chili dinner beforehand. Don't forget, starting Tuesday, Job Club's a new session here at the Big Sandy Community Action Program. You can call Monday or show up then, but 349-2217 will get you in touch with all of the resources you need to be better prepared to get that job that you need. It has worked for hundreds of people throughout the viewing area and region and will work for you if you want to take advantage of this opportunity. They're hoping that veterans will take advantage of the flu clinic that's being hosted this coming Thursday at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. If you have any questions, call Tammy Harden, 886-2054. That is Thursday in the DAV meeting room, 5 to 8 next Thursday. Don't forget about tonight and tomorrow night being a real good time if you want a real good fright. The Woods of Fear on Route 7, a haunted trail and a hayride. Go just right past Harper's Garage there on Route 7 at the beginning of Mason Creek, and you'll take a nice little hayride to a nice good fright at the haunted trail. Tickets go on sale from 8 till midnight, Friday and Saturday night, every Friday and Saturday night up until Halloween, which will be here before you know it. If you've got calendar announcements like these, birthdays and anniversaries and such, this is how you get them on the program. Doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is tell me so we can tell everyone about them. But before I go any further, I had an announcement that our friend Janice Cooley called in to me last night about an event tomorrow. And to be honest, you'll understand more in just a few minutes. As I referred to earlier, my head has just not really been in the game today, so to speak. It's been elsewhere. But nevertheless, they have an event tomorrow, a big, mega celebration up at South McGoffin there at the South McGoffin Community Center area. They actually have their mini center already done. They've just completed their outdoor mini center and their walking track. They've got their new mower shed up, and they want to celebrate all the hard work they have done. So you know how they do things. They do it right up there. A lot of food, a lot of entertainment, 1 to 5 tomorrow. Just stop by. You can always leave them a donation if you like, and that would go to certainly help their cause, but they just want to enjoy the afternoon with some folks from the area and elsewhere and draw attention to what they've been working on so hard up there at the side of the old John T. Arnott Elementary School. That's tomorrow, 1 to 5. Going on to funeral service announcements, a reminder of services to be held tomorrow at 1 in honor of Paintsville City Councilman James Jim Meek III, who passed away at his home earlier this week, survived by his wife Cheryl, daughter Brandy Tackett, and husband Brent of Sagersville, a sister Adele Victoria Meek of Paintsville, and 2 grandchildren of Sagersville as well. Services tomorrow at 1. And this is the what I was referring to earlier, my head not really being in the game today because it's been elsewhere. It's been on and with the family of Tom Frazier and with him on my mind as Tom passed away earlier this morning. Arrangements are being made at this hour, and I believe the family is actually going to go to the McGoffin County Funeral Home tomorrow afternoon at 1 to make arrangements in Tom's honor, and then after that you'll be able to go online, and they'll be announced there on the funeral home's website at McGoffinCountyFuneralHome.com. So visitation sometime thereafter is all I can tell you at this hour, but arrangements to be made in Tom's honor, and I'll have a few words on Tom's passing in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months no-interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
The only difference in these washers and mowers from new is the incredible low price, and the same goes for tools, electronics, jewelry, games, and more at Parkway Gun and Pawn, where they buy and sell gold and silver and loan cash every day on just about anything worth $1. Stop by on Parkway Drive or call 349-PAWN.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
I opened up the program by saying it's been a pretty emotional day here at the household and here at the studio, and I'm going to elaborate more on that in just a few moments. So before we get to those 2 stories, let's go on right now, a little bit ahead of time, and talk about a beautiful weather forecast that lies ahead. Yeah, so here's a little food for thought, as we often do. Let me share our today's date in our weather history with you. The Jackson Weather Service tells me that on this date, back in 1972, it was Morgan County that was under the gun. And in fact, in the eastern part of Morgan County, a little northeast of Silver Hill, they had a tornado touchdown about 50 yards wide and carved a path about a mile long. It destroyed a barn and heavily damaged a house that later burned, I think, as a result from all the damage. So while we are enjoying temperatures, which I did get right at into the mid-70s earlier today, it wasn't that case. And you know how it goes. One day to the next, you never know what you're going to expect. But here's what I think you can pretty well expect is we're on a really calm note. No major changes to your weather forecast in the past 24 hours, but it's still worth talking about, as you don't get to talk about forecasts like these very often. Powered by Licking Valley RACC, we will dip back down into the 40s tonight, right around 46 degrees, but clear skies, nothing more than a light wind out of the north. For your Saturday, I think we'll definitely hit 70 tomorrow. Nighttime lows will be closer and not at 40 degrees tomorrow night. That's close to the 30s. could be close to the coldest morning for Sunday we've had thus far. But nevertheless, sunny and clear on your Saturday, 70 and 40. Sunday warming a bit, 73 and 45. Still sunny and mostly clear. And starting off next week, I don't know if you can stand it or not, but more of the same. 75, sunny and clear. Nighttime lows will perk up to about the low 50s. And look at Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to hit 78, I think, both days. By Thursday of next week, we're going to hold on to 38, maybe the low 70s, mid-70s by Friday of next week. The only chance of rain that I see anywhere at all is a 30% shot next Friday. Between now and then, nothing but like what you see outside or have seen outside today or on your screen right now. A beautiful, beautiful run at some beautiful fall weather. Please stay tuned. I'll wrap up the program right after this. They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.
Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home.
The sun bathes us in the power of its warm glow and brightens our world. Now it can power your life. Cooperative Solar brings you hassle-free solar power from your local Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Renewable, affordable, easy. Licking Valley RECC's Cooperative Solar. Join the community. CooperativeSolar.com.
Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Salyersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Salyersville National Bank. 349-3131. The 29th of September, as I said, a very special day in our household. I have a young man, indeed a young man now, who has turned 15, which many of you have shared best wishes I've noticed on Facebook and elsewhere, and thank you so much for them. He's also a young man that I get the privilege of putting on the news tonight, not just because it's his birthday either. And I've already actually also shared a little bit of that as well, as I had shared some remarks from Lisa Roberts Trusty, who is the director, president, I guess is her title now, at the Johnson County Animal Shelter, Whiskers or WAGS, thanking and praising Andrew, and a little bit myself, but mostly Andrew, for what was certainly a job well done. And that same story, at the behest of Lisa, also made it into today's Paintsville Herald. So in lieu of the fact that it indeed is my young man's birthday, we want to say happy birthday to Andrew tonight, and also thank the Paintsville Herald and thank Lisa, who are thanking him for what indeed was a job well done. Yeah, so happy birthday to my big guy. It's an emotional day now. Lacey's gone to college, and I'm still adjusting to that, and I find myself counting down days now that I've gotten until Andrew does the same. So, today was a big deal for me. But nevertheless, I wanted to wish him a very happy birthday here, and that's why we're probably going to try to – I actually was going to try to duck out here a few minutes earlier than what I am, but off to a birthday dinner with the family. So I want to say happy birthday, but also I wanted to say a bit of congratulations. I did get a call yesterday from Waylon Whitson over at the Paintsville Herald, who had been told about the project that Andrew had, and he did a really nice little piece, and I just wanted to make mention of it. We'll not go through it. I think I've even actually shared what Lisa had shared on Facebook already, so a lot of you have seen it there. But nevertheless, I've always, as you see in the program, tried to support the animal shelter and their efforts with as much as possible here. And they needed a sign so desperately because no one could find them on Shelter Way on 460 unless you were really, really looking. And in fact, the 2 days that we spent putting the sign up, we had 2 or 3 people both days stopping, asking if they were in the right place. But Andrew actually worked over the course of several weekends, over the course of a month and a half, and raised a total of about $550. A little help from Dad, but not that much. And it paid for the sign and all the materials, and we spent 2 days putting it up. And I got to say, He never grunted the first time. He might grunt when I go home tonight and ask him to take the garbage out on his birthday, but under the heat for all of last weekend, we spent 2 real hard days over there getting it put up, and he acted like he actually had a good time, and I think he really did, knowing what he was doing. So don't get a chance to thank and congratulate your son in this manner very often, so I wanted to make sure I took time to do so. And like I said, that was one of a couple of reasons it's been a little emotional around here. The other, on a much more serious note, is just about losing a very, very dear friend. Now, with that said, indeed an emotional day. It's always hard to say goodbye to a friend. Earlier this week, I interviewed a Paintsville councilwoman about the passing of Councilman Jim Meek. Sarah Blair was the first one that I could think of to speak about Mr. Meek's life and service to his community. And this morning, I woke up to hear of the passing of my friend and neighbor and Sagersville City Councilman Tom Frazier. And after a few tears and after gathering my thoughts and trying to gather it myself, my first thoughts were immediately making a mental list of all the people that I would interview today to share some memories and thoughts about Tom. Being a part of the community, a friend, what have you, serving on the city council for so long. And while there are so many who loved and admired him and who served with him over the years, and many who knew Tom much longer than I, and were even closer to Tom than I, maybe being selfish, wanted to do this all on my own tonight, just briefly, at least for tonight. I suspect we'll talk to some other folks about him later next week when services are to be held. Tom's been an important part of my life for most all of my life and is sadly missed tonight. While I know that there were earlier times that I spent around Tom, my very first vivid memory that I've often recalled was a night over at the Fraziers, a good meal, and then sneaking off to the other room. I can remember perfectly lying in the floor on the carpet watching what was actually a Richard Pryor stand-up show on TV, trying not to laugh too uncontrollably loud as to make them wonder what we were watching as the adults sat in the kitchen. That was 1979. I was 8. And that kitchen was where I and so many other close friends would gather for decades to come. Early on, I was around Tom and his family when my parents were, but as I grew older and became somewhat of a grown-up, I found myself drawn back to the kitchen, dropping by with a group of friends, by myself after work, on the weekend. Later on, for a while, it was before or after we had left or were going to a city council meeting together. Either in the barn or at the table, the welcome mat was always inviting, just as was the company. Tom loved a lot of things in this world with all of his heart and being. His family, his pharmacy, his farm, and his city were all at the top of the list. And he was unwavering with them all. While those conversations over that kitchen table never went without a laugh and a good time, I also can't remember one that didn't at some point begin with or drift toward this little community he so loved. Evident with his 27 faithful years on the city council. We have spent hours at a time over the course of years talking about what was right, what wasn't, what should have been done, what shouldn't, and who was responsible for either holding Sagersville up high or holding it back, often celebrating and getting frustrated at the same time. But he always was devoted to the idea that this was the best place in the world to live and that we could all do our part to make it better. I was always smiling every time I walked in the door because I knew there was a smile on the other side, and it was always, love you and you too, when it was time to go home. Tom certainly leaves behind a legacy of love and support and kindness and so many other wonderful things. A beautiful family graced with the heart and soul of a wonderful man. He leaves as well behind an absence, but at the same time an immeasurable mark forever made on Sagersville by a man who I will always and forever be blessed to have called my friend. Once again, the family will be making arrangements in his honor tomorrow. making them sometime after 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. You'll be able to find out more by checking with the funeral home or family or friends thereafter. We hope that you will keep them all in your thoughts and prayers tonight. Thank you for watching and being a part of the show.